Okay, niños. All right, so first off today, we're going to start with a little review of what we talked about yesterday with using correctly punctuated independent or introductory clauses in your sentences. This is a really important thing for beginning to sound like more sophisticated writers, for beginning to sound like you're upperclassmen and you're not, underclassmen writers anymore, or even, middle school writers. This is a really easy way to start doing that. So you each have a handout with a sentence on it and some options for revising that sentence so that it has an introductory clause that's correctly punctuated. So look at that and then submit your answer to the number, to the poll here, for whichever number corresponds to the option that would best make that a correctly punctuated introductory clause. All right, while you guys do that, I'm going to take the roll, and then we'll talk about it. You won't see these answers until I'm done here. It looks like I'm still missing 3 people's responses. Count 18, I've got 15 responded.
You can't say it twice.
You have any more now?
Huh?
Okay, I've got 16. Has everyone been able to submit a response?
Nathan, did you sign one?
Okay, yeah, we're not counting Nathan. It's just Chloe. Okay. I'd like to see.
I plugged one in the Sydney's, or like I sent one on Sydney's.
Okay.
That doesn't do, but.
So what do you do now? Okay, we're good now. We got 18. So I'm going to freeze this. Okay, it looks like you guys understand this pretty well. Okay, so that's really great. That's good to see. I hope that you'll use this. And because I want to see you practicing this too, in a minute here when you guys write a paragraph response to a writing prompt up here, I'm going to ask you to each use a sentence with a correctly punctuated introductory clause in your paragraph. Underline this sentence as you go. Okay, and I'll come around and see how that goes. Okay?
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so very good. That's good. All right, the other thing, our other big objective for today is to talk about and identify one of the key central themes that we're going to be looking at as we read Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. So I'm going to post a paragraph up here and ask someone to read it. This paragraph is going to pose a scenario that you're going to respond to.
I can read it.
Okay, thank you, Moki. Yeah, go ahead and read that.
A woman was near death from a special kind of cancer. There was one drug that the doctors thought might save her life.
It was a form of radium that a druggist in the same town recently discovered. The drug was expensive to make, but the druggist was charging 10 times what the drug cost him to produce. He paid $200 for the radium and charged $2,000 for a small dose of the drug. Sick woman's husband, Heinz, went to everyone he knew to borrow money. He exhausted all his resources, but he could only get together about $1,000, which is half of what it cost. He told the druggist that his wife was dying and asked him to sell it cheaper and let him pay later. The druggist said, "No, I discovered the drug and I'm going to make money from it." Did Heinz steal the drug?
Okay, so, very good, thank you, Mookie. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions just to make sure that we've got the parameters of this situation right. So I'm gonna draw some names here. Okay, bet. So, as you're responding to this, should you have in mind that Heinz can probably find some more money if he looks? Look at the paragraph, look at the scenario.
He said he exhausted all of his resources, so
Okay.
you can't find any more money.
Okay, good. That's important as you respond to this. Did everybody hear her? All right, that's important. As you respond to this, do not be thinking, oh, well, he should try harder to find more money. That's not an option at this point. Okay? All right. Now, also, when you respond to this, it's not as important whether you say yes or no, but the rationale that you provide for this. So think about whether you think you should or not, and why. And that's what you're going to write. Okay? As we talk about this, after you write, we'll really start to get into this idea that's really going to guide our study of the novel. Okay, so you can use the same sheet of paper that you used yesterday for your notes if you'd like. Should take you maybe 5 minutes or so to write this response. When you're finished with that, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Remember, each of you using and underlining a sentence with a correctly punctuated introductory clause. If you have a question about that. How long can she last? We don't know, but the prompt tells us she's near death. We don't know how long she'll last, but she's near death. If you have questions about the introductory clause, raise your hand. I'm just going to be okay. Excuse me.
kinds of words that set up some kind of scenario of relationship. Yeah, so if you start with that, then you have, and then, so remember they also have to have a subject and a verb. So what if you started with this word, what would the subject be? Let's see. Are there many cases? Okay, actually, no, we didn't make a sentence, that doesn't really work. Okay, if is another one. So here we have this one. If I am in this man's shoes. So if sets up that relationship. So let's put it through that other check. If you started it with if, and said if I were in his shoes, it has a subject and a verb. If I, and the word is the verb, but would it be a complete sentence if I just said if I were in his shoes? No, so that's why it's an introductory dependent clause. We start with if. If I was in his shoes, I would say, that's an introductory clause. If I was in the shoes, where would the comma go? Right? Yeah, that works. Okay. Good job. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. It has that. Right. It has the adverb. Where is the verb? Let's add two subjects. Good. We reviewed this a little bit yesterday, so so look at your notes, try to figure that out, and I'll check that. That works. Absolutely. So you got your subject. Yep. So that includes your motion. Yeah, good. Absolutely. Yeah, so tell me why it works.
Because you can flush you can put this at the beginning of the sentence. That makes sense.
Right, okay. So you've started off with this adverb, and then do you have a subject? Yeah, so you're referring to him as he, and then do you have a verb? Yeah, it's a little bit tricky because you've expressed it in two words. Has exhausted is the verb part of that sentence.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because it's not. Is that you could pretty much separate the sentences and like just take out the adverb and put a period and replace the comma.
Right. Yeah, and that's right. But since you have the adverb, and the adverb is important because it's establishing why is the adverb important here?
Because like it says that these two sentences have to go together to like make complete sense.
Okay. first word is significant, you don't want to just get rid of that, because that's establishing the cause-effect relationship that you want to communicate. Okay, yeah, good, so that's correct, good job. So let's test, because it starts with the adverb. Does it have a subject? Oh, this one has a verb. Okay, so here, this one back. So does it have a subject? It has a second phrase there, so that meets those qualifications. Looks like most of you are getting close to done, so even if you're not quite done, in about a minute, we're going to go ahead and start our next. If you're still writing, that's fine, you can continue to write. I'm going to put up another poll here, just to get the sense of where we are as a class with yes and no. So this time, you don't have to join the survey, you simply send one of these numbers to that number again. So if you should steal the drug, text that number. If you should not steal the drug, text that number. I'm going to freeze this a little. If you need help with this, let me know. Okay, what I show here is that we've still got 5 people left to respond. Still got 5 left. So some of it will lag because the internet is.
They told us we could vote more. Yeah, we can't vote anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Oh, wait, what did it say? That we can't vote.
I didn't say that.
It raises their head.
Okay, so if you were sharing, then I think I fixed it so that you should be able to submit a second answer if you were sharing with a partner.
How many left do you have that haven't gone in yet?
Okay, so I'm at 14, we've got 18 in the class. All right, 15. So just take care of it. I think we probably have a little bit of a lag with this. So just send your answer in, and it should take care of it soon. All right. So I'm not going to show you yet the data with this. I'm not going to look at that quite yet. What I'd like you to do before we look at that is get in a group. I'd like you to get in groups of 4. All right. Before you start moving, let me explain. So get in groups of 4, and I'd like you to actually read your response to your group. Share your response. Don't just summarize it. I'd like you to read what you wrote. Each person in the group needs to pay very close attention to what the other people are saying, because we're going to use our good friend the dodecahedron afterwards to decide which person will report on the group's conversation. So the person whose number rolls will need to be prepared to say what the different people's responses were, yes or no, and give some summary of the rationale. So you're listening very closely for the rationale as well as the yes or no answer, and ready to report on that. Okay, so go ahead, get into groups of 4. And obviously, it isn't divisible by 4, so we'll have to add some people on. But no larger than 4.
I'm trying to get my milk. This bill?
Okay, so you guys are together.
Okay.
Okay, you guys are good.
Alright, let me read mine.
Okay, take about 5 minutes to do this. And you don't need your phones anymore, so I can keep guys away.
They will not know who might seek even worse. The doctor should try to help the patient. If you steal the drugs, you may get caught and have no chance.
Your answer?
Heinz's wife is near death due to a special kind of cancer. Because he has exhausted all of his money and resources, he will have to steal the drug for his wife to survive. The druggist should have a heart and sell it for a smaller price, since he will still profit from it. Since he can't afford the drug, his wife won't survive.
This much.
Yes.
If I were in this man's shoes, I would still look for the one I loved, even if I went to jail. So be it. There are many times. There are many. There are many blank when times get tough. The man should have some ambition to sell the drug for cheaper.
If Hank wants to keep his wife, it would be better so not to steal it, but it's not the best thing to do, but sometimes it's necessary. Someone's life can be taken away, the cards change. But also the doctors should try and work with the couple, sell it cheaper, and he can help save the life.
Thank you, sir. So you're the only one that disagreed with it?
Why is that?
They'll get caught and get in trouble, and then they'll go save his wife.
It doesn't matter if you get caught. I'd rather get caught.
Okay, he either doesn't get the drug and his wife dies, or he attempts to get the drug.
At least he knows that he's going to get caught trying, so it doesn't matter.
What if he doesn't like it?
Well, apparently he loves her. We're trying to do medicine. If he doesn't love her, he can help. You just don't have to.
Go harder by trying.
You guys just don't.
Do you understand?
And how do they know the medicine didn't work? He may go through a lot of trouble and his wife dies.
Why would medicine be for sale for $2,000?
They have proof that it works. They sell medicine like that all the time.
Yeah, but now there's Medicaid. I don't know when this is written. Don't listen to what I said.
I think I would. That's like if my wife someone still, my dad divorced that doesn't do shit. He still sold it, didn't he?
So the number rules, that's exactly what we do is say who said yes or no, and you say no.
Live life or die trying.
Okay, do you guys, so you guys know what you're gonna do with
So mine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So you know it one time, and then that person has to.
So you'll give us
Summarize everything.
So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
No, I'm 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9,
10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
He already has tried to
Said
negotiate.
no. I invented this drug, and I'm not signing for any cheap.
So you're voted out because it's too
I'm not even gonna say your response. I get voted.
Finish up the next 30 seconds, please. We're gonna move on.
Your response doesn't count because you're on group and you're not voted as a fourth.
And besides, you didn't even need details from the story. You said
Three of them.
What?
1 to 3, 3 to 1.
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 people.
Yeah, but he went around begging for money.
Yeah, he's went around and begged. No, he did. He
All right,
asked
so
the
let's
drug dealer if he
share
should go down
these.
to
Let's talk
1,000.
about this. You guys have an idea of what your group, or more than an idea, you know what your group members have said in response to this. So let's try to find out what the whole class sentiment is about this. All right. So let's start over here with Justin and Co.
Cool. Who's cool?
What?
Company.
No, I don't want to start with these guys. All right, so we'll start with Justin and Co. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to use your table. All right, so that's 12. So that's Mr. Lack. So stand up.
Mr. Lax.
Remember when you, please remember you're talking to everybody in the class. You're not talking to me, you're talking to the class. Speak good and loud, please. And you people who are in the audience, make sure you're giving him, whoever is speaking, your full attention. Okay, there you go. Thank
Am I
you, Mr.
supposed to
Weiss.
read mine or someone else? Or the whole group's?
You are summarizing what everybody said.
Everyone thought that he should steal the medicine to save the one he loved, his wife. Except for
Okay?
I
What was
thought
some
he
of the
should.
rationale for that? Right? What reasons did people give?
That like they would steal for the ones they loved, and he should let his what you say, live or die trying.
Yeah.
Okay?
It wouldn't be worth living after his wife died, so he might as well, even if he gets caught, he might as well try to steal the medicine.
Okay. All right. Is that that's generally what you guys agreed on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's come over here to Wyatt and Co. You wrote Monkey. Okay, so before you say what it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, what is it? Okay.
You just double it.
So you add 6, so that's 7. That's even.
My bad. Alright, so me, Wyatt, and Thomas all thought that he should steal the drug because his wife's life is on the line and he's tried everything he can to get it fair. And it would be better to steal it even though he might go to jail because it gives his wife a chance to live. Luke thought that he shouldn't because he would go to jail and that would ruin both of their lives.
Okay. All right, thank you for sharing. Good. All right, we'll come over here to Cassie, Emily, and Callie. You roll it. Okay, so you'll be 1 through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's Cal. So stand up, please.
Cassie and Emily both said that he shouldn't steal the drug. Cassie said because it was morally incorrect. If he couldn't get the medicine with, because he didn't have money, then he tried buying it with money first. So he originally knew that stealing it last option. And Emily said that he shouldn't steal it because someone who can't afford it might be able to live because they pay for medicine. And I said that he should steal the medicine because if his wife died, then he didn't really have a reason to live anyways. And if he did get arrested or something trying, then he would have lost his life either way. But if he successfully stole the medicine, he should.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right, so we've got two groups left. We'll start here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, you will All right, 6. So that's Mr. Moki.
Alright, so our group all agreed. Lexi and Sydney both said that he should steal the drug because there's really much more important than saving the one you love in time of strife. I said he should steal the drug because if it was me, I would do like everything to make sure that she survived. Even if I was thrown in jail, then at least, because like if my wife died and even if I wasn't in jail, I'd probably be pretty miserable. So I'd rather she be able to live than me. I don't know. Anyway, we all agreed that he should definitely steal the drug.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you. All right, and last group. So we got 1, 2, 3, Megan, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? All right, so it is 8. That's Diana.
Okay, so our group is kind of diverse. Bethany and I both agreed that they should steal the drug, mainly because he tried to go about it the legal way. He even asked if he could pay him back later, and the druggist said no. And we thought that was really greedy of him, especially to make such a huge profit, and that it would be more than fair for him to take the drug and maybe pay it back later and have his wife live and even go to prison than for her to die. Bet decided that they should steal the drug, but not steal the drug, which means that she would leave the 1,000 there with the IOU, and then she'd pay him back. I knew that. And she said even if he went to prison, that would be okay, but she thought that he would be too greedy to send Hines to prison because he would want the money eventually, and so it would all work out. And then she thought we shouldn't steal the drug, but her view on it was she didn't know whether the drug would just kind of work as life support or if it would actually cure her, and she didn't know whether it would be fair for him to keep his wife alive if she was in pain and misery and such. And then they also didn't know if the drug even worked correctly. So she was kind of leery about stealing something that A, there wasn't a 100% chance, and B, would she even want to stay alive? Like, is that more selfish of him? So that was our group.
Okay. All right, well, very good. Thank you guys for sharing. Those of you who spoke, thank you for doing that. All right, let's see what the survey says, just so we can see a kind of visual representation of what you guys said.
Yes. That's surprising.
Okay.
Okay,
Ben, you said it surprises you. Why does it surprise you?
Well, it just seemed like when people were presenting the news, like a big majority of people said that they should, and then you see that it's not quite so.
Well, that's almost that's like
Let's say that's the only part that people, that's like right.
But regardless, what you're saying is that you're surprised at how many people said he should. Is that what you're saying?
No, not like surprise based on a question, just surprise based on how many I heard.
Okay. All right, any other comments or thoughts about what you see here? Okay. All right, well, interesting stuff. And like I said, this is really going to form a very significant part of our study of this book, right? So we're going to be tracking this as we go. It says up here under objectives, you're going to track this over the course of the reading. Before we get into a little bit more on that, maybe look at what's the motivations are here. So if we can generalize, the people who said no, he shouldn't, what were the general reasons why? Okay, all right, so let's raise hands, so we're not talking over each other. Okay, so Megan?
Too much gray area.
Okay, so gray area. So you wanted some more information. Okay, that, and then Cassie. Okay, so the law. Good. All right, and Cassie?
I was just saying the same thing as everybody, so, immoral. Yeah, it's immoral, take someone else's life.
Okay, so you have a morality question there. It's wrong to steal. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and then it also takes someone else's life.
Okay.
I guess being greedy.
Okay, I see. All right, so you've got some greed, maybe greed in there. But definitely an issue of morality. Okay, let's just take a few more. So there, you had your hand up, all right, and then Lexi and Loki.
I think what, like I heard Emily say, I think that somebody else who could pay for the drug wouldn't be able to get it.
Okay. Okay, so that was kind of there with that one.
Can I ask a question on that?
Okay, yeah.
Why do you think they wouldn't be able to have, another person wouldn't be able to get the drug? If he knows the cost to produce it, he can probably produce more.
Then he's gonna produce more. I mean, if he wants to get paid for it, I think he's probably gonna produce more.
I was a little confused by that too, but you have a point.
And another question is that person who can pay it, is their life more important than hers?
Just because they can pay for it?
Well, I don't think it's a question of whose life is that's an ethics debate.
Okay, it is yeah, well, it gets complicated. All right, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about this.
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna, as we read the novel, so I wanna move on. Unless, I know Lexi and Milky, you guys had your hands up.
Yeah.
Do you guys have something else to add to the
I just had a comment. So, for the people who said no, if theoretically he could make as much as he wanted and there wasn't a gray area, it was a cure-all end-all, would you still say no?
I think the wife should have a say in this. I'm kind of really sketchy about that, mainly because it's her life. And I know, like, if my mom was dying and I was like, can I go steal a drug for you? She'd be like, no.
Okay. So that's kind of back to the fact that Megan says there's just too much ambiguity in this scenario.
If he was a true businessman, I'm sorry, with the greed, he would have been like, okay, I would get the money anyways. All right, I get $1,000 now.
Maybe.
Sometimes,
maybe.
He would just be a jerk. Like, he's like, no, I got $2 right now.
Okay, let's go for the reasons. Let's go for the reasons for it. Generally, what were people's reasons for it? Diana?
He loved her. I mean, he didn't want to lose her, and if it was a chance between life and death, he was choosing life.
Okay. Yeah, Lexi.
There's no reason somebody should die because of a lack of financial.
Okay, so you're saying life trumps money.
Yeah, I'm saying, like life should be decided by if you have the money.
Okay. Life trumps money. Okay, good. All right, two more. Ethan?
Even if it doesn't work, it gives them hope.
Okay.
Keeps hope alive.
Okay. And that.
You could always get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
He
doesn't go to jail,
But
but.
wouldn't that still be breaking the law? Because I mean,
Oh my
If
god.
you wanna-
People speed. That's breaking the law.
I think that in this case,
So it's
breaking the
killing
law is
people.
the way to go because it's his life.
okay.
He's breaking
It's
the
another
law,
person's
the
life.
better, the
Yeah.
better.
I mean, think about it. There's different scenarios. Like this guy's like in his 90s, and maybe not because she's how it
I'm like 80.
Yeah, well, we don't know all
That's
the
gray
details there. That is gray area. So what was it that you said?
He could pay back.
Oh, okay. All right.
But the only thing is,
Yeah, like, there's
if he's already like that greedy to steal it, and it does work, like why would he, or even if it doesn't work, either way, why would he pay it back?
Is it
He's already
greed?
gonna go in the wrong.
Yeah, is that
Okay.
greed? Is that greed or is that desperation?
That's using greed out of her.
Because greed is like you want it.
If you get it.
Greed is the
Okay.
businessman.
So, all right. Like I said, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about these issues, but we don't have a whole lot of time, and I really want to kind of get to the crux of this. So as it pertains to Huckleberry Finn, and you guys have alluded to this situation in your list here. as it pertains to this, we're going to see some very significant things about society versus conscience. All right, and we're going to see other things that you guys have talked about here. Different things that make it hard to make moral decisions. And that's a huge thing with this novel, and I want to start us off right from the beginning with this in mind. That Huck Finn is someone who continually is faced with choices that are difficult to him because his society says one thing and his conscience says something else. So, for tomorrow, I'd like you to read the first 2 chapters of the book, and I want you to come prepared with at least one thing. So write it down or something like that. But come prepared to talk about at least one thing in the very first 2 chapters where you see Huck Finn resisting what society is telling him to do.
Okay.
I'll get you a book. I'll check your book out here before you leave. Okay? All right, if anybody else was gone yesterday, make sure you come talk to me about getting the book. All right. So, let's see. Ricky.
Yeah.
You're reading chapters 1 and 2 for tomorrow. What are you coming ready to talk about? Give someone help him out.
Resisting what society.
Okay. Good. All right, so say that again. Gage, you were helping him out. What did you say?
So like, you say how Huck, in the first show is Huckleberry Finn resisting what society says or thinks.
Okay. Yeah, so at least one thing where
Where he reacts to it?
What?
When he reacts to it?
Yeah. Something like that, a reaction to it. Society's telling him to do something, and he doesn't really want to do it. All right. So very good. Thank you guys. Good participation today. Remember, too, as you guys are writing, use those introductory clauses. It's going to help you be a more sophisticated writer. And keep in mind, as you right from the beginning reading this book, that we're going to be looking at these moral complexities and society versus conscience. Right. Yes. We will definitely be having some credits.
45 minutes?
Yes, I would like to.
Are we off right now?
You writ on it?
I am not high. Wait, still Did you kind of